Hi, I'm Dan with SIMS Heating and Air, and just wanted to do a little clip on showing you how to properly change a filter for your furnace. When you go to choose a filter, there's different rated filters. It's called MERV rating, M-E-R-V ratings. The higher the MERV rating, basically the more the filter filters out things like dust, pollen, and mold spores, things like that. So see, this one is rated MERV rating 8. It's a pretty high MERV rating, and it takes care of ragweed, pollen, dust mite, debris, mold spores, pet dander. So if you suffer from allergies, you probably want to go with at least a MERV 8 filter. They cost a little bit more. The ones that MERV 4s is usually where they start out at, where you buy them at Home Depot or Lowe's, and those are more standard. So if you don't have allergy problems, you could go with a MERV 4. I do recommend the pleated type of filter. It does a much better job of filtering, gives a lot more filter surface to be able to collect dust and things over the period of time. On here it says that the MERV 8 is actually 15 times more effective than a flat spun glass filter. This is an example of a spun glass filter. Does not filter as well. I can actually see through it. I don't recommend this. I think these type of filters, even if you change them out often enough, will allow the blower motor and the vapor coil and the ducts to get dust inside of them. And you want to keep the system really clean. It's not about just keeping the house clean and keeping allergies at bay, but it's also about keeping your system clean, because a dirty system can end up costing a lot in repairs and may eventually shorten the life of the system. This is another type of filter. It's a washable filter. These are okay also if you don't have allergies, but like I said, versus this, which is a washable one, I do prefer the throwaway disposable pleated type filters. So today my particular furnace is a 20 by 25, requires a 20 by 25 by 1 inch filter. So I'm going to put a filter in, and you should change your filter. Most of the manufacturers of filters say every 30 days. That's maybe a little extreme, but for some customers you may need to change them out that often. Depends on the area you live in and how much dust you get. I would say typically during the summertime you want to change your filter 2 or 3 times during the summer, and then change it at least once or twice during the winter time. But you'll have to kind of keep track of that. If you run into really dirty filters, you know that you've waited too long to change that filter. Okay, mine has a little hold down bracket, so I'm just going to push on it and pull it out. And yeah, this old filter is a little dirty. But you know, it's not beyond the point of where it needed to be changed, so it's about right. I changed this about 2 months ago, so I've been running it a little bit. And now when you do install it, they have little arrows that show the airflow. Now you got to figure out which way the air is going. On an upflow furnace like this, the air is going up, so we want the arrow to be going up. Main thing too, when you're buying a filter, is make sure you get one that covers the hole that the filter, where the filter sits. Sometimes I go into customers' houses and there's a 1 inch gap, a ½ inch gap or more, and that dirt just goes right around the filter, and it's not doing a lot of good. It's getting the blower motor dirty, it's getting the coils dirty. So make sure you have the right size and it covers the hole completely, and that means in the back too. Sometimes you have to get your hand all the way in the back. Make sure it's in the rack in the back, and that's got my hole covered and it's held down. The other very important part is that the filter is held down. Otherwise, if it doesn't have a rack, a lot of them have like a wire type of rack. Whatever your rack is, make sure it's got a rack and it's being held down. Otherwise, you just stick a filter in here. What happens is the blower motor comes on, the filter just starts floating around and the dirt goes right around it. Now, my particular unit has a blower switch, which actually shuts the unit off, the power off. I would suggest that you go ahead and unplug your furnace which you should be able to find your plug right here on the side before you change your filter, just in case you don't have a blower door switch, which is a safety switch to keep you from getting electrocuted, because there's live voltage in here at the bottom of your furnace. Now, not everybody has a filter at the furnace. Sometimes your filter is out here on the wall, and it would have little latches and a door that flips open, or it could be up in your ceiling, and that's where it fits. So make sure you buy the right size and change them out often enough. Now, with this particular furnace on the train, they have little nice knobs that help you to, I can get it back on there, that help you to close it back up like that. Now, most furnaces, you have to lift this top part off, and then you lift this door off in order to access where you need to go. Okay, Dan, SIMS Heating and Air, and that's how you properly change out a filter. Thank you.